it's the Masterful Living Coach here. My name is Schumann. I'm a career and life coach and author of the book Falling in Love with Your Job. Welcome to my Changing Careers show, in which you will see inspiring interviews with people who manage to create a job they truly love by either changing their profession or setting up their own business. And today I'm with Ed Johnson, who is the owner of the Omics Club, which is a new virtual lifestyle club for gay men. Welcome to the show, Ed.
Thank you very much. Lovely to be here.
Thank you. So tell us, what is the Omics Club about?
So the Omics Club is a gay men's social, dating, networking and lifestyle club. We've got a website and we're soon going to be releasing an app as well. We also have a number of different events each month. So we've got a supper club, we have business networking events, we've got a drinks social, and then we work with various partnerships. So we're working with the English National Opera, for example, to do a performance of Rigoletto next month, and then various other theatre trips, and so a lot going on really.
And how did you come up with this idea?
I think it was sort of definitely a need for it. I think on a personal level, when I first moved to London, I didn't really want to be kind of going out in Soho every night meeting new people. I wanted somewhere more engaging and more friendly and fun. The options out there were quite limited for me, and then I went through a period a couple of years ago of being single and actually wanting something more engaging in terms of the dating side of things. So it was a combination of the socialising, the dating, wanting something more on a personal level, and then speaking to other friends and realising that they wanted something like that too. Definitely.
It's a great idea. And it's not your first venture, is it? Because before that you set up Suit Links.
Yeah, that's correct. So it's sort of the first profitable or revenue generating venture, but I set up Suit Link, which was something that I did very much sort of on the side from my full-time job. But Suit Link was or is an LGBT professional network, so that encourages sort of diversity and equality in the workplace. So it was really exciting setting that up, and that gave me a lot of experience to then go on to do the Omics Club sort of full-time as a proper business, I suppose. So, but I've always been interested in setting up business and online and the way that kind of generates growth and attraction, and yeah.
Yeah, I can sense the entrepreneurial spirit here. And of course, you haven't always been an entrepreneur, and that's what we are most interested here in this show. Tell me a little bit about your transition from being an employee to setting up your own business.
Well, I think I always liked the idea of running my own business. I always looked up to my old bosses and the owners of the companies I worked for. And it was really something where I thought, okay, when I get the right idea and when there's something I really think I can make a difference in, whatever that market may be, when it was back then, I thought that's definitely something I want to do. So I always wanted to. It's just waiting for the right time with the right idea, and I enjoyed my jobs, my previous roles, working with other people, but it never fully satisfied me. I always wanted to be more in control of what I was doing and engaging with a business where I felt I could be there long term, and that it wasn't just a 9-to-5 job. You don't just go in there and work and then leave. You feel like you're in it for so many more reasons. So that's why I wanted to do that, and that's how I suppose became an entrepreneur.
And tell us a little bit more about the jobs you actually had before that, because our viewers will be interested in where you came from before you became an entrepreneur.
Yeah, so I worked for a number of different companies of different sizes. So I worked for my first company that I worked for was a startup company itself. So that was really interesting to see what a company's like starting out or sort of a year on from starting. And that was, I actually worked in their London office. They were based in Cape Town, but they'd opened a London office, and I was one of the first employees. So I was sort of submersed and really had a feel for startup companies very early on. But then I transitioned from there to a company that had 800 employees, so that was a big difference. And that company was acquired then by Oracle, who have 120,000 employees. So I've worked at different companies of different shapes and sizes, and that was really interesting to see. Every company starts in the same way. Every company starts with one person who has an idea and it grows. So it was really beneficial and interesting to be part of companies at different stages, I suppose.
Absolutely, and actually it comes often up with my clients. who want to set up their own business that they think, well, maybe it's useful to first work for a company that is also a startup, so that I can gain those skills for that I will need.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be useful. Certainly, I think the most important thing though is just kind of almost just going out and doing it. You know, had I not, you know, there were lots of things that I learned from different companies at different stages, but no two companies are the same anyway. So even if you've just worked for a large-scale company that has thousands of employees and you don't necessarily have experience in working for a startup, if you want to do a startup, I would say just kind of go and do it, and you will learn so much more from doing it than if you were to work for a company that is a startup. So there are certainly benefits of working for a startup company, but at the same time, you know, there are, you know, you might actually pick up bad habits from the startup that you work for that you wouldn't necessarily do had you gone from a large-scale company to doing your own, because large-scale companies, it's probably a lot easier to see the things that are going wrong, which often happens when a company expands. Actually, you know, there's so much more process involved, and those frustrations can actually make your own business more successful, I think.
And you know, quite a lot of the people who work with me, they're actually in quite secure jobs with good salaries, and they're worried about, well, what will happen to them financially when they set up their own business, and how do they fund the transition? How did you do it?
There are no guarantees. I think that's the first thing. You have to really love it. You have to, or be really certain that that's what you want to do. Because there are no guarantees. But you know, what I would say to people who are worried about the transition is, if you really believe in it, just do it. And for me personally, I would definitely say it's so much better to have tried something and to know how that's gone than to never try and to live with that regret of not doing it. You know, life is not secure. No job is 100% secure. You know, if you're in a secure job with a secure salary and everything, yes, there might be more security in that than a startup company. But at the same time, you know, large-scale companies go bankrupt from time to time as well. There's never security. So actually, I think if you're in a position where you do have a secure salary, then you're almost in a better position to be able to go and fund what you want to do as a startup. For me, I didn't have a lot, so I didn't. You know, I don't have a mortgage. I don't. You know, I don't have children. I don't have the financial commitments there. So taking that risk and that leap of faith was slightly easier. But at the same time, I didn't have much in terms of savings either. I just had an idea and knew that I wanted to do something, and approached a few investors, and I was just, you know, it sounds cliche, but passionate about what I wanted to do, and brought them on board and got other people involved and managed to do it. And I think you just have to just take the leap of faith. And you can never start up a job or start up a company with total security. That just doesn't happen.
Unfortunately.
No.
Well, I mean, setting up a business comes with lots of rewards. It's exciting, it's challenging, but it's not all rosy.
No.
We just covered the risks involved. And do you sometimes miss something about no longer being an employee?
Yeah, of course. Yes, I definitely miss, you know, knowing that there is going to be a paycheck at the end of the month, and not having to look at, you know, the business bank accounts and when you're setting up a business, there's a lot more to it than just doing the things that you love. You have to do the things that you hate as well. So when you're in a job for someone else, you're doing that job, you know what your job role and those expectations are. When you're running a business, you've got to do it all. So you have to, you know, deal with the lawyers and the accountants. You have to understand what's going on with the finances. You've got to understand what's going on with, you know, shareholders' agreements. You've got to, you know, neither of which I'm very good at, but you have to do it, and sometimes that fills me with dread and fear and horror. But you have to do it for the bigger picture, which is the business. And you just have to pick things up pretty quickly, I suppose. And I certainly miss the security of working for someone else, and I guess the ease of that as well. You know, when I was at my last job, it was, you know, you walk in the morning, you do the job, and you leave, and you leave the business, and you leave the work in the office. You know, you don't have to think about it. You don't lie awake at 3 o'clock in the morning worrying about certain things. You might do once in a while if you've got a big project on, but when you're running your own company, it's 24/7, and you never stop, and you never stop thinking about what's going on. So I miss having that downtime in a way. Yeah.
You said something really important there, which is setting up a business that you love. It doesn't mean that you actually love every bit of it. You will have that thread of fulfillment, but no matter what job or business you have, it always comes with repetitive tasks, with unpleasant tasks, but it's all part of the package.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no job, whether it's working for yourself or working for someone else, or very rarely, you're going to love every single part of it. So it isn't all, it's not all fantastic, and it's not all, people think, oh, you're working for yourself, that must be so easy, you've got so much flexibility. Yes, I have more flexibility, but I have more responsibility as well, and more worry that goes with it. So swings and roundabouts, I think, yeah, it's harder than it first appears, I suppose. Yeah.
Another question that my clients often ask is, they know they can't do it on their own because, it's overwhelming, all the things you have to do when you set up your own business. Do you have any tips about how to connect to other entrepreneurs, either to cooperate with or even become a partner or an investor?
Yeah, I think online is a great, the way we're all connected now is, it makes it a lot easier to be an entrepreneur. I think if you know that you need someone, whether it's a web developer or someone who specialises in branding or even an investor or an accountant or whoever it is, it's a lot easier to find those resources and those people out there who specialise in those things using using networks like LinkedIn, and on a smaller scale there are sort of startup groups that you can find out about on things like Meetup, and you can go along to these events and you can interact with other people who've got the same passion for business, I suppose, and get their advice. What I would say is, can't hurt to ask. So I think a lot of people worry about sending a message to someone asking for advice or support. They feel, I can't do that because I'm sure they're very busy, or just ask. It can't hurt. And the worst thing you're going to get is probably no response at all. And if that's the case, then you go and you send the same message to someone else and say, look, I need such and such support. Can you either help me with it or advise me on where I might go to do that? So always ask.
Thank you, Ed. We're at the end of our time. If somebody wants to find out more about the Omics Club, where can they find out more?
So they can head to theomics.com and then come along to one of our events or to drop me an email, so edward@theomics.com, and I can certainly send on more information about that.
Thank you very much, Ed, for being on the show today and talking to us. It's been truly inspiring, and I wish you all the best for your business.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. My mission is to help you create a job you truly love. And if you would like to see more interviews with people who've done exactly that, then do subscribe using the link below. I would also love to read your comments, which you can leave also below the video, and I promise I will read and reply to each of them personally. Thank you very much. See you soon.